Now I'm seeing red dog, I just wanna get loud for a minute, hit them shot for a minute, go all out to my limits, get a knack, get a digit, sold out, every ticket, no drought, man, I'm swimming, I'll drown when I'm in it, cause I'm found, have a vision, be hope, on a mission, so you better listen, I'ma end up winning every game.
Welcome back to the European Quidditch Cup 2019. Here's one of the most anticipated games, and off we go. Antwerp versus Paris Titans.
And you can see the stadium is packed. This is on the paper, it's only a quarterfinal, but this would just as easily be in the final in any other circumstances. Antwerp A versus the Paris Titans. That's basically the duel of the crown of Europe. I'm Philip Stolz and I'm joined by Emma Humphries, also known as Gendels.
From New Zealand, right.
All right, so looking at this right here, Antwerp going for a drive, not finishing it. And the defense of Paris successfully bringing the first attack.
Both teams starting out very strong. Really need to flex and push. What I'm very surprised about looking down in the stands here is both Antwerp and Paris Titans do not have a very large sub box. I'm looking down now, they probably only have 1 or 2 subs in each, if any, if that. So this is going to be played either a very, very high endurance game. We're going to see a lot of shifts later down the track with the play here.
Yeah, right now we see Mikel on the right-hand side trying to drive through Septibit. That's a hard task, fast,
takes the shot, catches.
And Sami Fikak used the reset. Has a passing option on the right-hand side. Interception here. Nathan will put the driving on the left-hand side. Getting tackled by Sami Fikak.
Defensive charging.
Yeah, Steve Cropper needs to tone it down right here, right now. Advancing to Sami Fikak. I mean, Sami Fikak is one of the best players in the game. I think, in my opinion, the best seeker in Europe, and he's playing with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. And in this case, just ramming into Nathan will put with a lot of force. And Steve Cockram is having none of it this early. He wants to make this clear. Okay, guys, keep it down to an ordinary, rule-confirming level. Emma, when I was listening to the ref meeting with the captains, Steve Cockman told them, okay, guys, in this game, I want to have none of the flaming arms. I want to have none of the debates with loaded beaters talking about who they beat or if they weren't beat. Let's just play Quidditch. Let us, as the refs, do our jobs, and you guys do your jobs.
Fantastic. There appears to be some comments being passed between the head refs. Steve from the UK.
Steve Cockram, yeah. Talking to Pogu and Sami Fikak, the captains of the Paris Titans, also players to keep on the look. Pogu known for like beating Quaffles out of the hoop zone.
Illegal interaction after being beat, interacted with a beater on broom.
Illegal touching after he was beat.
Yeah, tempers rise high, and Sami Fikak going in there with all his aggressiveness he has here with a card-worthy foul. Septibit getting the ball back. The famous
beautiful beater aggression.
Famous keeper of Belgium now advanced into Quaffle. Doesn't see an opening. Whoa! Quick handoff there. And the crowd, which is of course favorably in favor of the Belgians, loves that the Dodos are now in front with 10-0. Last time Antwerp A won the EQC, it was also in Belgium at Mechelen. Maybe they just like a team that plays better in front of their own home crowd. Let's see if Paris can regain their composure. Sami Fikak on the left-hand side, using the reset, but there is no available chaser here, and that's a turnover. Gendels, I hope as a New Zealander and Australian Quidditch player, I hope you appreciate what you have in front of your eyes. That's like the best teams of your now battling it out for an, let's say, favorite spot in the finals, because these are the two teams that everybody had on the list of winning this championship.
I cannot describe what I am currently seeing, Philip. I am lost for words.
Yeah, not lost for words is Ernst. He's a salsa instructor, but this time he put on the shimmy and put it inside the hoops.
It is a complete. You've taken the energy of the last couple of days, and all of it's been compacted into this one match.
I mean, it's no wonder that the stands are now full with spectators trying to watch this, what promises to be like one of the best games of the tournament. Mikel, long pass.
Coming in number 33 from Antwerp, quote-unquote, Louis Lemit, one of the best beaters in Europe.
Yeah, look at this aggressiveness, going directly for Pogu. Not hitting him, but Sepp de Wit is there, can't finish it.
Taking in the firm tackles.
Yeah. Great defensive effort by Sepp de Wit, stopping that drive. Mikel wanted to have a foul call, but Steve Krokvam again said, buddy, that's my job, not yours. Keep on playing until I blow the whistle.
Very, very good turtling there from keeper 16 of Antwerp, De Wit. Lemit taking the hit.
Good pickup here by De Donker.
I think one of the downsides of having a reputation that precedes you is you then soon become a very strong focus for other players. You can see now the beater offense, their eyes both fixed on Louis.
Yeah, all the time. But I can't blame them. I wouldn't let this guy out of my sight as well. Sami Fikak in the clinch with Sepp de Wit. Reset used.
Both bludgers now sitting behind hoops.
Oh, that should have been a call, but Mikel gets it. Gets through
This
the
is
first
all
chaser.
down to the chasers. All down. Oh! A high tackle from De Wit, number 16 of Antwerp.
I just love the statement. You hear the acoustics, and the whole crowd just went ooh as soon as they saw that high arm by Sepp de Wit.
We have some ambience microphones sitting here in the stands, so we hope you back home can hear the cheers of the crowd.
Card, Antwerp number 16, illegal contact to the head.
Yeah, contact around the neck. Sepp de Wit with the yellow card. That's gotta hurt him. It's one of the most important players of the Antwerp Quidditch club. Now being in the penalty box.
Oh,
nice pick!
An aggressive screen.
Sheesh!
These players are taking some very hard hits. The winners, this win will not come lightly.
No, everybody's gonna have some aching muscles after this game. We'll see who comes out on top.
Thankfully, all the players here are very experienced, so one of the biggest things you can find in a game like this is when you have inexperienced players, the chance of getting injured can be a little bit higher. They're taking their time, setting up the offense. Chase is having a beautiful spread around hoops.
Sepp de Wit doesn't like what he's seeing, still keeping on to the ball.
Sticking close to his beater, trying to expand outwards. Number 25, Denoka beater from Antwerp, trying to find an opening to get back control.
Sami Fikak always quick to engage in contact, now
Going
gets a
for
wrap.
the press, and one reset used. It's firmly in the hands of the keeper.
I like the aggressiveness in Paris defense. They're forcing quick resets and are not giving them any space to operate. Let's see how Antwerp tries to answer for that defense.
Quick substitution from the beater lineup of Antwerp. Number
Renier.
13, Renier.
Great interception here by Albert, the household name of French
There's
Quidditch.
no beaters.
Oh! Oh my goodness! Can you hear the crowd, Emma? My goodness. That was one of the most ferocious hits directly into one's face I've ever seen.
I was too busy watching what was going down with the beta play currently. Only out of the corner of my eye did I just see this. I didn't see the hit, but I saw the recoil.
Let's let maybe 3 yards apart, directly onto the face of the Antwerp
But
defender.
he takes it like a champ.
A Paris defender, I'm sorry, yeah. And this is Albert, he's the president of Quidditch France. Household name in all of Europe, playing for a lot of times. Known for his passion of the game. Sometimes in the heat of the game he can get a little too passionate, also as a coach, but it just tells you how much he loves this game and how much he loves his teammates. Okay, I'm wondering if this goal still stands or if there's a remount. Yes, there's a remount. And they let him score. 10-30.
Antwerp taking a solid lead. They're very aware that they can't play the endurance game as well as the Titans, so they're trying to get the goals up hard and fast.
Well, when it comes to endurance, don't expect Louis Lemaitre to ever leave that pitch. If he wants to play, he'll keep on playing. Getting a nice hit on Pogu.
Two
nice
beats
hit on
from Louis
Albert.
Lemaitre.
A third
Goes
hit on
for a
Sami
third.
Fekak.
3 chases down and a beautiful dunk.
Oh, it wasn't
No!
Yeah, the hoop was getting
Just-
down, and of course very upset about that one.
There was a beautiful play. A beautiful lineup from Louis. He just completely created that opportunity. Was just unbelievable. Good work from the chasers as well. Good perception.
Yeah.
They didn't go for the drive. They looked out with their peripheries before taking that shot.
Albert getting the right-hand wing. Louis looking for the duel against Albert or Pogu. Who's going to counter on?
Antwerp now back in control, and now the goals will start racking up. Both chasers keeping hard and high.
High pass.
Going
Going
back
be a reset.
over, that's a reset. There's been a lot of resets in this game.
Yeah, and also there's a counter right now. There's a passing option left-hand side of the hoops.
Going for the dunk, and it's through.
10-40. Antwerp is putting their game on this live stream here right now. Oh my goodness. 40-10. Paris looking for some ideas in their offense. And they're calling a timeout. Yeah, listen to that crowd. It's clearly in favor of the hometown heroes of Belgium, the Antwerp Quidditch Club.
One thing I should mention as well is because this is, I believe, a semi-final game. Am I right? Quarterfinal game. The team that loses here does stand a chance of not ranking. So in the final, making the podium. So this could make or break either team. There is a lot riding on this match if they want a shot at the final.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens when you draw the bracket play. We have like a great game now in the quarterfinals, but any of these teams would be very disappointed if their route to the EQC championship ends in the quarterfinals.
One of the beautiful things just showing from Louis' beta play just before, the way he manages to catch the rebounds off his beats is unbelievable.
Exactly. I mean, that way he can operate in a much bigger circle and he can do more hits. An expert at doing that. I wish I could learn it just by looking at it because it's so amazing to watch.
We have an expert analysis, Mark Kelly from Australia, who will be joining us from Melbourne to give us more of an insight into how those types of beats can be achieved. So we look forward to hearing his thoughts later in the program.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the Nazi thinks about the top of Europe Quidditch. Let's hear about it later, but first, let's see if Albert, Pogu and the rest of the Paris Titans can go for it. Louis Lemaitre is put out.
Holding a firm control, completely ignoring their... And they go back... Going for the drive. Those quick breakaways, they are now out of snitch range with 50-10 to Antwerp.
Jetzt ist sozusagen Septovic He knows where the pass is going, goes into the passing line, does the interception, and the whole defense of Paris is gone, basically. And that's a whole lot easier going with the drive as a counter, and you have to credit Septivit for being always alert on the pass. Albert going for the long shot. That's not good.
Philip, if you were Paris at this point, what would you be doing?
I think their passes, the straight passes directly at the hoops, normally work for teams, but this defense of Antwerp is too alert on any passes, getting into the passing lines. Maybe go for more drives, set a pick or two, and try to get it through a driving game, but it's also very hard. I mean, Antwerp QC has an answer for every offensive scheme putting on them.
Bit of a fumble there from Antwerp, but beautiful recovery. Where are the beaters?
And it's in.
Straight through. A little tap there from Bombers. This is only her second season of playing Quidditch. I'd be very interested to see the actual range of scores, goals done by all the players here.
Absolutely. I think what Paris needs to do is just... That was in.
There
Great
we go.
shot by Valentin. Great accuracy in that shot. And Paris only needs to get it into a swim range, because I think in the seeking game they have one of the best seekers on the floor. I mean, Antwerp is nothing to scoff at when it comes to seeking game, but Sami Fekak, I'm just a huge fan. I have to out myself right here, right now. Big fan of Sami Fekak when he wears a yellow headband. There's a foul call against the Dodos. Steve Cockram going to his assistant ref and asking what just happened. Antwerp Quidditch Club. A Quidditch club that started just for being fun, for kind of like making fun of the sport, but then falling in love with the sport. More and more people getting involved, more and more competition in that club. Now they're no longer the Dodos because they're taking it so serious. Now they're the Antwerp Quidditch Club, and right here making a good effort to advance to the half final. Yeah, we see Paris
French team looking on quite stressfully.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. This defense of Antwerp is not giving them a lot of options.
They'll need to diversify and adapt a bit more with their... Like I said, Quidditch is a lot of a game about adaptability, especially in international matches such as this. You need to be able to read the play and not make the same mistake twice. We've been seeing a few mistakes here on the side of Paris. Let's see if they can learn from these mistakes. But it's also about communication as well. The rest of the team need to be able to identify them as a cohesive unit.
Ertz now out with the card. Albert can drive.
Looking around.
That wasn't in.
No goal.
That wasn't in.
Just skims the top of the hoops.
Free bludgers on the ground right now.
Catch from Louis. Takes the beat.
But there is a tackle. Val getting him down.
3 different centralized areas of play here.
That was in. Oh my God, that was in. Look at the flick of the wrist. 2070, I think. And Ertz is back in. Antwerp managed to score with 1 chaser down. The defense of Paris looks shaky, and their offense still hasn't found their groove. Albert having the quaff in his hands a lot of time, but the passes were intercepted a lot as well. It's hard for me to give him some tips. I mean, this is one of the best players. What can they learn from me? Only a commentator here on this great stadium of Harelbeke.
Well, believe in yourself, Philip. I believe in you.
Thank you, Emma. Now, there's a good pick. Albert can go for it. Nice
Straight
pass!
through!
And that might be an option. Not the passes alongside the hoops, but straight in a line at them and not alongside.
That was an amazing goal, I believe, from player Audrey.
Audrey or Flora, I'm not sure. But I think you're right, it was Audrey.
Well, this is a very What do you think is going on down there in the these circles now?
It basically comes down to Paris finding their offense. These passes from the wing to the center of the hoops are intercepted far too easily. So I need to think about something else. I think what just went really good is there was a pick, an open receiver on one side of the hoops. Maybe that can put like 1 or 2 defenders out of their normally coordinated defense, and it can be an option for their offense. Antwerp looking pretty good from now here. They're playing aggressive, they're playing with a lot of heart.
They're feeling confident.
And they're also getting a lot of counters against this Paris defense.
I would say that a greater proportion of their goals are less about the setup, maybe 3 or 4, and generally set up by Louis. But a fair few of their goals have been actually caused by the mistakes that Paris have made and capitalizing on that mistake, paying them very heavily for it. The Paris have now found their opening, so let's see if they'll use it. Louis has now taken a break from the pitch, but both beaters still working with great communication and synergy, sticking rather close together and still securing another goal for Antwerp. We are now looking at 30-80.
Yeah,
I am shocked.
Yeah, there was a step too slow against Herman, number 19 of Antwerp, who did a great job of losing his man marking and being open for the pass. And these distant shots by Albert have not found their goal.
I think they're desperate. They're getting desperate. That's another mistake. They've made this mistake before. They're making it again.
Yeah, a lot of long shots, and Albert has not hit one of them.
He's trying to get those points back on the board to just reinstate a sense of morale back to the team.
These passes
beautiful receiving game from Antwerp.
These passes are just on point. They're coming quick. They're coming right on the chest. It's easy to catch them, easy to convert them. The people are catching them great with both hands or even one hand.
They are so fast and spread out as well. I think a lot can be said for the confidence they have in their passes. They're in that sweet spot.
And Paris is now 60 points behind Antwerp.
They're going to have to make another 3 goals within the next 3 minutes to be able to get back within swim.
For the Seeker floor.
It appears that they're saving Louis up for the snitch on pitch to maximize those opportunities for their Seeker.
Okay, now napalm attack. No bludger. But Septibit is on his man. Foul pass to Sami Fekak.
Taking that pass. And it's a goal!
Yes!
They got it back in. They are still in the game.
There's some fight in them, Emma.
Another thing we need to be aware of is the beta game will be very intense. Antwerp are really wanting this win.
But maybe Paris just found their answer for their offense. Maybe some napalm attacks can get rid of the pressure.
Antwerp currently has no bludgers and are facing a sprint down the pitch. Paris do not seem to be aware of this yet.
Yeah,
no, that's Antwerp has possession. Regaining possession.
Reset used. Great job by the Paris beater.
Fantastic control. The reset has been used, so they cannot recede back over the line. Was it a goal?
Steve Cockram is not sure. We'll try to get the answer from his goal ref. What do you think, Emma? Was it in? I think it actually went in.
Sadly, unlike the people watching the live stream right now, they had the luxury of rewinding.
Goal is good.
It was a goal. Antwerp still, one of the things I love about this team so far is all of them are even brilliant. The fact, you come in saying Louis is one of the best in Europe, but the whole team are fantastic. They are holding their own, they're scoring goals and putting points on the board as a team.
I would abduct any of these players and get them on my team if I could.
Mm.
Again, there's a napalm and a long shot. This time it's in. Mikel with the important goal, 100-50.
Finding his eye there.
Yeah, and that's now important. If Paris can contain their bludge control and get these napalm attacks, I think they're far more dangerous in their offense. Septibit will be tackled by Sami Fekak soon, I bet. Antwerp can't be bothered. They're taking their time. They're well ahead. Some kind of slow balling going on here. But they can take their time. Number 19 on the left-hand side, hoop open again. Nobody's guarding him. And as soon as one of these bludgers is down, it might go quick.
Here comes the snitch.
Good defense here by Paris, but there's still number 12 in possession. Septibit going through, brought down. Good defense by Paris. This time they were really paying attention. Great defensive effort, and slowly but surely we'll have the secret floor open. The snitch is Vincent Fröhlich out of Dresden, Germany, having the honor of fighting off Merck and, of course, Boris.
Sporting some rather interesting uniform choices.
Yeah, Boris is always wearing his SpongeBob SquarePants shorts, and that's what he's known for in Paris and now on the European scale.
7, 6,
Hold my hand, Emma.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seekers release.
Off we go. And keep your attention. These teams don't need a lot of time. Mark's got some alone time. Beat now.
Extreme aggression on the Seeker.
Yeah, and of course,
Titans.
Antwerp can take their time.
They
Want to
can.
give their Seeker a lot of time on the snitch. Yeah, Septivit was out of bounds. Quaffle turnover.
Paris making the right decision, in my opinion. They need goals on the board. You know, there is an important amount of effort to be made on the snitch, but they're ensuring, you know, it's either goals or nothing.
Yeah, I think they're putting a lot of trust in Vincent Fröhlich and his ability to keep the Seekers of Antwerp QC away from him, and they hope he can repay that trust. Okay, Steve Cockram again getting to these coaches and captains and telling them how this game is played. I think Septibit has nothing to go playing right here. He was clearly stepping out of bounds. Of course, he was tackled there, but still, he went out of bounds. Quaffle turnover should be really clear. Steve Cockram wants to calm these people down, but it's an important game for them, of course.
I'm counting only 6 players of Antwerp, or am I a little bit... Where is our 7th? There could potentially be one in the sub box.
I can sound 7. You see that beater on the right-hand side?
Ah, there we go.
Crouching ninja position to get rid of Emma's eagle eyes. Valentin passing to Mikael. Mikael driving in, passing on the left-hand side.
Will Paris be able to get it in? Getting out the ball. Quick pop out. And it's a goal.
Important one, 100-60. Paris finally catching a breath of air.
They need 2 more goals to be within snitch range.
One more goal, actually, to make it overtime.
Of overtime, of course. But, if, you know,
Yeah.
they're going to wait for that extra
Absolutely
goal.
right. Oh! That was a close one.
All eyes
Sorry,
are turning
I hope
into...
you guys are not watching this on headphones because I'm screaming way too loud. Mikael with the quaffle. All bludgers are down. He can go for it. Septibit brings him down, but he's rolling over it.
Pulling 3... Oh. Almost had it. Almost had 3 chases on him and was just shaking them off.
Did you hear his fighting scream there when he was fighting off 3 opposing chasers, wrapping their arms around his body?
Roaring like a titan.
Exactly.
Yep. Yellow card. Antwerp number 69. Illegal contact, diving into contact.
Contact around the back. I think yellow card for number 69, Nathan Wilpute.
Getting a second shot at the goal.
Not blocked!
Not and denied.
Give me a keeper like Septibit. Please, give it to me. Give it to my team.
Amazing beater work from number 13 of Antwerp, Reiner. Out sprinting her male opponent for the bludger.
Septibit again pushed out of the right-hand side boundary. He'll argue that the chaser pushing him out there was beat before. And he might have a point there.
What an incredible team of athletes.
Pookie getting that bludge control.
Louis getting a little bit distracted about the rules, trying to regain possession. Paris have control. And they get that extra goal. We are now within swim once more.
And this is where we want to have this game.
Both of them now. Is he going for the snitch?
Yeah, he is. Boris is going for a snitch.
One of the best seekers in France.
Oh! But this might be short.
This might, no.
I hope, I'm praying to all the gods above that we have this on replay and can look at this again. The shots went down. I'm listening to my tech guys if you can have a replay of that short sequence. And the replay is coming. Wait, hang on guys.
This catch could be called good, in which case it goes into overtime, or the catch could be called no good, in which case we continue playing. The shorts did come loose.
The game is over.
It is now a draw between the Titans of Paris and Antwerp QC. Philip, would you like to explain what the next process is?
Yeah, but please let's look at this live stream. Yeah, nice jump here, and he's enjoying himself. Boris making this an overtime game.
He only needed one shot, and he took it. Watching the replay again. Boris going forward, taking the dive and making it perfectly.
100 star to 100, and now we'll switch sides. Antwerp Quidditch Club will be on the left-hand side, Paris Titans on the right-hand side. Going for it for another 5 minutes.
So, just to give our viewers back home of what happens now, each team is going to swap ends, and there's going to be a few minutes, I believe it's about 5 minutes, while they all rest and relax. So will give us a bit of time to also get our heart rates back down. What an intense match. And then, would you like to explain how we go forward in first overtime?
Yeah, the snitch is going to come and pitch after 1 minute, and the seagull will be released. And after 5 minutes, the game is stopped. If there hasn't been a catch, the team with the better score will win. And if there's still a draw, we're going to final overtime, where the snitch is released immediately, and the first score, whether it's a catch or another score, will win the game effectively.
Do you think we'll make it to second overtime?
I gotta say, if it was like a swim game and the catch wins, I would have my money on Paris. I know Antwerp will hate me for this, but I think their seeking game is maybe a teeny tiny little bit over the one of Antwerp.
They have hope. They have hope. They know this is so close. This victory is so close for them. Antwerp have been feeling confident.
They dominated them when there was no sleeker floor.
And now they're getting to the point where Paris essentially have been on that same one-track mentality the whole game. They've always been lower down. They've always been like, we need to fight our way up. Antwerp made the fight, and now they suddenly have to deal with the reality mentally that they could potentially lose this. That every action they make is going to be so valuable to the outcome of this match.
But I gotta say, Antwerp played a great first 10, 15 minutes. But absolutely, I gotta say, they were like dominating Paris in that regard.
Belgium truly one of the best teams in the world. At the last World Cup, they came second against the US.
Both teams now getting their chance in.
Well, have a wee look, moving over the camera now to the Titans. Starting lineup now.
It's game time indeed.
Oof. Oh. 5 minutes was not enough. Players just taking a little bit more time to get organized. To all the viewers watching at home, as a spectator, this is just one of the most amazing games, most amazing event, in fact, to come and get involved in.
And if you like what you're seeing, maybe you can get involved in your local Quidditch club if you aren't already. Check out your local Facebook, because a lot of every team has their own local Quidditch fan page on Facebook. Get involved in this great community, in this great sport. You'll have a lot of fun. And join us maybe in the next EQC 2020.
Ooh.
Sami Fikak
Paris
winning.
taking possession, getting the beat from Louis, and settling down. Actually, it believes they're confident. They know they can't get goals on the board as effectively, so they are simply waiting for Boris of Paris.
So it's Venkeler versus Boris.
Already 30 seconds on the board.
Venkeler immediately.
And the Seekers are off.
Oh no.
An advantage has been called by Steve, the head ref.
Yeah, but there's an injury, I think. I hope that's not Sepp de Wit. He's such a crucial part to that team. And he's not brought down easily. If there's something bringing him down, it's probably something serious. So, goal is no good. And Valentin gets a yellow card.
Seeker for Antwerp is currently dismounted.
It's all about the snitch now.
All of the beater game is going straight near the snitch. Bludgers are flying everywhere. Boris is getting firmly in. And a goal is scored by Antwerp. Paris are returning in kind, charging down the pitch without the beaters. Will they be able to hold off the offense?
Great beat here by Pogu.
Trying to pull a screen. And charges through.
Boris has a lot of time on the snitch. He's not beat, he's still on.
Potentially Antwerp. There's only 3.5 minutes left in this game.
Venkeler. Oh, that was really close.
Trying to go
over the shoulder, but Vincent Fröhlich saw that one coming.
Takes the beat. Goes for the charge and straight through. Another goal for Antwerp.
110
Current
to
score
120.
is sitting at 120 to 110.
Antwerp, sorry, the
Paris returning in kind.
Oh,
It is all coming down to this snitch catch.
That was a charge, in my opinion, of Paris' Seeker, and it's now 120 to 120. It's now Tarzan as a Seeker for Paris.
With 2.5 minutes left.
Marks going for it.
Taking the beat. Boris appears to have been subbed off.
Yeah, it's Marks now. Sepp de Wit, meanwhile, with the 130 to 120 for Antwerp. Albert passing to Val, has having a good opening. Driving through 130 to 130.
Every time Marks makes a lunge, you can hear every person in the audience screaming.
Tarzan can go for it. Picked off.
Taking a beat on the Seeker.
Sepp de Wit cannot be brought down.
Both teams are still tied. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. So close on the snitch. Fingerprints just brushing the tail.
Oh man, this might go to a second overtime.
Overtime.
But not if he'll bear makes this one. He makes it.
Second goal. Paris are currently in the lead. A catch. Okay, 1 more minute to go. 1 more minute. We've got this, Philip. Antwerp have to either get a goal in the next minute or catch the snitch, or it's all over.
Oh, that was so close by number 9. Wenkeler. Oh my goodness. Hold on, my heart. Hold on. 45 seconds.
Keeper
45
for
seconds.
Antwerp, number 16, De Witt, is keeping quite calm and collected. He knows the importance of this goal. Trusting in his seekers. He makes the drive.
But I think we have it wrong in our score sheet here, and Antwerp C is not leading. I think it's France.
He gets the goal! It is a tie with only 26 seconds to go on the clock.
140-140. I think our score sheet is mixed up. Antwerp QC's points are given to France and other way around. But it's tied now, 17 seconds.
Oh, they caught the snitch.
Yeah, 17 seconds left, and that snitch catch should be on camera. Our tech guy's working on the replay. Hold on to your dear hearts, everybody, while we're waiting for the call of the refs and the replay.
Let's have a look if we can re-see this.
Yeah, our tech guys are on it. Any moment there should be the replay on your TV screen or in your laptop or wherever you're watching at home.
Or from the stands.
Or from.
There we go.
Oh! I gotta say, I saw his left arm wrapped around the leg of Vincent Fröhlich. Let's watch again. Watch out for Tarzan's left arm, because it's on his leg.
Yes, it's on the leg, yes.
I would say
we
this
can
should
say that's
negate that catch.
But we've got to trust in the refs.
Yeah.
We've got to trust in their decision.
I'm not very sure about all these catching rules. Steve Coughlin, though, is, and his refs are now discussing whether this catch would mean the win for Paris Titans with 170 blank star.
It's all down to the snitch as well. If the snitch felt that tug on the shorts, I mean, we may have seen it, but the snitch, it's always down to the snitch whether they felt impeded as well.
Yeah.
They are a neutral referee. And that's all over.
Paris Titans win 140 blank star to 170 star blank. That was a hard-fought game, a very hard game. Both these teams really...
The emotion is too much for many people on the pitch. There are several players just collapsing where they're currently standing.
Yeah, the stands are shouting, "Let's go, Dodos, don't get your mood down. You played an impeccable game, great team, bright future ahead of you." And I think we should say goodbye and get this to the analyst desk with our great Australians, me and Gio Farina.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I am Jandals.
And I was Philip. Thank you very much, guys.
Yo, I'm deep in the game, yeah, so you best know my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. I'll be the best in the game, yeah, everybody knows my name, yeah. Fuck all the money and fame, yeah, that shit is so overplayed, yeah. Parties, they all look the same, yeah, Barbies, they all look the same, yeah. I'm here to change everything, yeah, I'm here to change up the game, yeah. Can't lock me up in a cage, nah, I should be on center stage, yeah. Popping off like I'm champagne, yeah, every show is so insane, yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, yo, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, fuck all the money and fame, bruh. I'ma keep doing my thing. Yeah, OVO like I'm Drake. Yeah, Drop the word Lil Wayne, yeah. You know that I'm here to stay, yeah. I'm just a sucker for pain, yeah. Killing these beats like I'm Dre, oh. Little Lucy Gucci Mane, oh. Got Cardi B in the pain, oh. Man, I don't got no restraints, oh. I'm preaching shit like a saint, yeah. I'm sick of hearing complaints, yeah. If you want something like fame, yeah, then go do something okay, yeah. But fuck all the money and fame, yeah. That shit is so overplayed, yeah. I know I'm deep in the game, yeah. But I'ma keep doing my thing, yeah. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. I'm deep in the game. Money and fame. I'm deep in the game. Yeah, money and fame. Yeah, I'm deep in the game. Yeah, money and fame. Yeah, I got bad thoughts with a bad thought. Think about to pop off when I start. I can't stop. Hit them with the sawed off till they fucking back off. Get them in a headlock. Now I'm seeing red dog. I just wanna get loud for a minute. Hit them shot for a minute. Go all out to my limits. Get a knack at it. Digits sold out. Every ticket, no drought. Man, I'm swimming. I'll drown when I'm in it. Cause I'm fat. Have a vision. Be hope on a mission. So you better listen. I'ma end up winning every game, every inning, every word that I'm spinning. Finally got them all living, every dream, every image. They can see it now and get it. This is just the beginning. Trust me a minute, I can show you the ticket. If you want it, then go get it. Take a swing, yeah, hit it. That's right, don't forget it. Always winning, never quitting. Spin 5 for a living.
Just wow. Wow, just wow, just wow. It is
Wow.
getting really, really hard not to swear on stream, but we will try and push through this after this absolute smasher of a quarterfinal between Antwerp Quidditch Club, 140, 170 star Titans Paris. They have a full-on international analyst desk. Gio Farino to my left, Philipp Stolz to my right, and live from Australia, pardon me if I botched that one, Mark.
Hello.
Hello. Philipp, you commentated this game. What are your impressions? Let's start with you.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to all of viewers. I was getting a little bit loud at some points on this live stream. Sorry, guys. I hope you weren't paying attention with headphones. Well, this is an incredible game. I already thought, to be honest, like after 50 minutes that Antwerp had him. I really thought so, but then Paris just turned it around and won this opponent of Seeker game and had tip-off of that to them. They won this game. And now we want to see them take it to the final, and let's see if somebody can beat them.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans really had an answer to the initial early pressure that Antwerp had. They were not scoring back. It was just dominance, true dominance for Antwerp. Albert looked a little bit shaken. His shots weren't quite going in. Then he came off. Mikel came on, got those goals. Albert back on. Goals kept flying.
What were your impressions, Mark?
Wow, it was just an incredible game, very high intensity. I do agree that early on, Paris just weren't able to. There was something about the game wasn't their game wasn't clicking. They weren't playing their own game. Antwerp was really winning on the were able to lay in pressure that Paris couldn't like react to properly. And then when Antwerp were on offense, they were dominating. But something changed. And the gear of the tone of the game and like the gear that they were in all shifted, and it was such an incredible comeback.
Yeah, when I look at the game events that we have from the official scoring and timekeeping app, up to minute 14, it was basically nothing but Antwerp here. You have 3 Titans goals, the Titans timeout after the first goal, and then after that, it was a bit more of an evenly matched game. But yeah, those 2 snitch catches for the Titans. Gio, we had a little bit more of a look at the Seeker game while we were sitting in the stands on the other side. What do you think? What won it for the Titans?
Honestly, I think it was just good resilience. Like, they didn't allow their heads to drop in the main game. They were 5-6 down. Basically, they wanted to. They just wanted it, I think, more. What happened was Antwerp took a timeout, and it actually may have helped Paris.
Yeah.
They may have they've gone, okay, we've just scored. What worked? Whereas I think Antwerp were trying to like stifle the momentum, take the wind out their sails, but I don't think it kind of worked.
Yeah, and with that, I think if we got it on correctly, we have to say goodbye to Gio again. Thank you very much for that analysis so far.
That's what happens when you play and volunteer at the same
time. It's terribly sorry to all the viewers for a little bit of a scuffle here. That's what happens in tournaments. Let's go back to Mark, unless Philip, you want to chime in immediately.
Yeah, I think Gio actually made a very good point. I think what worked really good in defense of Antwerp was like intercepting these passes towards the hoop. Septibit was like aiming for every single pass going there and intercepting a lot of them, giving them an easy offense because it was a counter. And somehow I think Paris just managed to just improve their driving game by a lot. Maybe it was picks. Mark, what do you think?
Well, I think that point about the timeout was definitely on point. You know, when everyone sees a timeout called, they think, oh, the team that called the timeout wants to like improve. Like they've called the timeout, they want to re-strategize. But obviously, everyone has a timeout, right? Everyone gets time to speak, and I think Paris might have called one very soon if Antwerp hadn't have.
They had already used the timeout, so that was not an opportunity. But we were literally sitting on the bleachers and talking about, oh, that's smart. Antwerp took their timeout to kill the momentum of Titans. Turns out it didn't. Or Mark, would you see that differently?
No, I think you're totally right. And I think the break didn't kill the timeout, the momentum at all. And then when the overtime came in, like you could see the Titans were really being more effective in the Seeker game, and they caught the snitch immediately. And when that overtime came in, and there's going to be a break, and they were going to restart. It just thought, ooh, like that's a break in momentum, but it feels like that wasn't going to benefit Antwerp. It looked like Antwerp. I mean, it was by definition level, but it really felt like at that point it was in Titans' favor.
When we're talking about the snitch catch, you guys, Mark, you were watching it at live stream. What do you think about the catch? Because I think I saw left hand by Tarzan right there on the pants of Vincent Fröhlich, and I'm not a ref in any way, but I think this could actually mean that this catch was not as clean as everybody think it was.
So when that happened, I had the benefit. Us watching the live stream have the benefit of the slow motion replay, watching it a few times over. And I was thinking I'd hate to be the ref in this because that's a really hard, incredibly difficult call to make. And they have to make a call, but we have the benefit of the live stream. And I think you might have been right. You know, you could see a hand come on the leg or so. So it's very difficult to call. But yeah, I'm not sure. I leave it to the refs because the ref's decision is the ref's decision, and the snitch would have given their thoughts on whether they were impeded.
And also, it's a conversation that I'd argue is larger than Quidditch. It's a conversation that is happening in sports all over the world, even in like the most professional sports like football, like rugby, like American football. The entire discussion about video refereeing, the entire discussion of all of that. I mean, referees just have the real time, and the game is played in real time. I don't see very much sense in going and acting like the sixth slow motion is somehow more true than what you see in real time. And again, you did make a very good point. If the snitch runner felt impeded, he would have said something.
Yeah, right. I don't want to take anything away from Steve Cochran. In my opinion, he's still the best ref we have, and I would have to choose between video refs and Steve Cochran. I would choose Steve Cochran any day.
Especially with how bad the German football video referees have been working all season. Little shout out to our German viewers.
No, but Mark, when you're comparing like the top of Europe Quidditch, and you compare it to your Australian State Shield, for example, what do you think of the playing style difference? Because these are like two of our best teams in Europe, and what do you think is playing different here and down under?
Oh, I would have loved to have watched the Victorian or the New South Wales state teams go up against either of these two teams. Gosh, I would have loved to see that. I think the beta games would have been. They were both in this game. Both beta games were incredibly high paced. I would have loved to see how a Victorian or a New South Wales beta game would have gone up against it. I think they're a little bit different in a large number of subtle ways, and I think that I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to quantify because it feels like a large number of subtle differences. But I would have loved to see them go up against each other. The Chaser games felt like a lot of it was drive heavy, and the Parisians had a wider defense than anything you'd see in Australia. So that changes up how the Chaser offense works. Like those cut-ins are a little bit more difficult when you're manned up hard, but shots work more easily. So it's a bit of ebbs and flows.
I mean, there is sort of an elephant in the room here, and Mark, I'm not sure how much of the other games of Antwerp you were able to see. Obviously, Philip and me were watching Antwerp through the entire weekend so far, and they did seem, with all of their previous game, they did seem like the sure title contender. They did seem like the sure title holder, but Titans somehow found a way. The clean, precise game that we saw from Antwerp during the entire time, after that timeout, after that momentum swing, it did seem shaken.
Well, Mark, if you don't mind, I think you're absolutely right. I think, if it was only a Chaser game, I think Antwerp would have won that. But in the Seeking game, I really have to think that Paris outsmarts everybody in this continent, and I think they did the better job. They were far more aggressive. It's not like Antwerp didn't have that chance at the snitch. They did. At least
they had a couple of chances. They
had
a couple of
there, Marks was in there. I think there were some clean shots possible there. Just didn't go their way.
There's definitely like 8 or 10 fingerprints from the Belgian Seekers on that tag. Yeah.
I agree with that. In that the Parisian, I didn't catch his name. I apologize, but that Seeker with the fun shorts who caught the first time, he just seemed phenomenal. And when he came on pitch and you saw him square up and he had that alone time, you just thought, that's scary. I'm a beater. I know that feeling of like looking halfway across the pitch and seeing that alone time and thinking, no.
I mean, that Seeker rotation by Titans is insane. Like, obviously, all our German viewers will know their Sami Fekak as their Seeker wasn't even on.
Yeah, he wasn't
like
even on.
Boris and Tarzan, they were on. They both did one of the catches. Titans Seeker rotation is like something that other NGBs don't have. All teams combined, it's marvelous.
And when you're looking at the beta lineup trying to create a bubble around the Seeking game, it was almost impossible because both these beta lineups are so fast and like getting duels like any 5 seconds. It's hard to create a bubble like that because you have to run for a bludger every 5 seconds, and at some point you're going to lose a duel. And then the bubble is gone, and the opposing Seeker has 5 seconds, and that's sometimes all they need.
100%.
Yeah, generally, this was a game with a lot of really, really good beater play. Obviously, Louis Lermit, we all know him. We all know what he's capable of doing on the field. But again, Etienne Pogu by Titans, I feel like sometimes a little undervalued because a lot of times Titans were seen as like a chaser-heavy, like a quaffle-heavy team. But I wouldn't sleep on those beaters. And I think Etienne Pogu once again showed what he and what the entire Titans beater squad is capable of. Mark, would you view that differently?
Yeah, definitely. I remember Louis from World Cup and from obviously the Belgian team. Yeah. And so I watching him on pitch, I thought, I would not like to go up against that guy. But credit to the Titans, they really pulled it back. And it felt like the Antwerp beaters were clearly dominant in the first half. And then after that turnaround, it was just very, very even, very back and forth. So I think the Titan beaters could absolutely not be discounted.
Absolutely. I think also there's the second row of Paris really shined. I think Valentin also did a great job. I think it was number 19, the beater of Paris, who went in and created great spark from the bench. They just had the great substitutions, great players had great games, and that won them in the end the ball game. And yeah, let's see if they can make it to the final and make it to the win.
And also the story remains here, Antwerp not able to get past Titans. Are they the big bad of the narrative of Antwerp? We've had a whole stadium, the whole stand was cheering, let's go Dodos. The old former name of Antwerp Quidditch Club was Durham Dodos, for all those who are not as versed in European Quidditch history as the audience was, apparently. Are Titans the big bad for the Antwerp team?
I think they basically, I would disagree, because Antwerp was this close to like putting this out of hand in a big way, and it almost looked like a stomp out at some point. But
it did. It absolutely did.
I think let's please let's have a tournament, let these two people play like 10 games, and whoever wins like 6 of them gets a trophy or something, or like a cookie, I don't care.
Yes.
There's like some great tournament, and if it's like an elimination game, you win some, you lose some, and this is as close as it gets. Second overtime, catching it 17 seconds before it's over. Come on, you can't be angry if you lost that.
Mark, any final words for the game before we have to leave you again to go back to, I guess, barbecuing a kangaroo or some and watching the best sport on the planet, Australian football, or whatever it is you guys do in Australia?
I just thought that was a fantastic game. I do agree. I would have loved to see them play, a best of 3 round or something like that.
Jesus.
Oh, that would have been so good to see. Fantastic game. Thanks for having me on, and I look forward to seeing more.
We look forward to hearing more from you. And I guess with that, we're giving back to our technical people. I must admit, after this game, the entire rest of the schedule just blanked my mind. I really don't know what we are getting you next, but this is all the time we have from the analysis after this massive, massive game. Again, the score, Antwerp Quidditch Club, 140, 170, Star, Paris Titans, overtime win with 2 snatch catches for the champion of last year's tournament. My name is Richard Tokovic.
I was Philipp Stolz.
And we'll be back.